Hi guys, welcome. Thank you for joining me for the ab and lower back workout. So anytime that you're doing any type of exercise, you want to make sure that you're really putting focus into the area that you're working on and being intentional about each of the movements in order to get the most benefit from the exercise. So today we're going to be working on the muscles of the core. So we're going to be intentional about contracting all the muscles from the bottom of the breastbone, bottom of the ribs, right down to the pubic bone. So we'll start by being sure that we're contracting the inner muscles of the abdominal. So you give a little cough, a sneeze, or a giggle, you feel that muscle contracting deep inside the midsection. Maintain that throughout the movement. Don't let that go. You can cough, giggle, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you're maintaining that contraction. And then we're going to work out to the outer abdominals. The outer midsection. So really contracting the muscles of the hands, make a fist and really tighten up as much as you can. You feel those muscles tightening up there. I want you to do the same thing now with the abdominals. Really squeeze and contract and be intentional about really squeezing that midsection. Hold as tight as you can. That's the contraction you want to do when you're doing these exercises. So when you're doing an abdominal crunch, you want to give that little squeeze, bring the ribs toward the belly button or toward the hips, and then keep it engaged. Don't let it go. Keep it engaged as you return back to starting position. It's that return to starting position that you're actually going to get all the benefit from the exercise. And the same with doing reverse abs. So it's pulling the top of the hips up toward the belly button. So really being intentional, squeezing those muscles of the lower abdominals to pull those legs up and then keep it contracted. Don't let it go as you return to starting position and really squeeze and squeeze. And it's going to be the same doing the oblique exercises as well. Are you ready now? I think we're ready to get started. Okay, so we're going to be doing 45 seconds of exercise with 15 seconds of rest in between. I'm going to demonstrate each of the exercises and then we'll do them together. Are you ready? So the first exercise we're going to do is bird dog. So we're going onto our hands and knees. Here you want to make sure that the knees are aligned directly underneath the hips and the wrists are directly under the shoulders. You're going to push the belly button toward the floor and then round the upper back up toward the ceiling and then find like a middle area here. So you want to make sure that the back isn't rounding and your belly button's not pressed toward the floor, but you're in a nice neutral position. Now, give that cough, sneeze, laugh, giggle, whatever you need to do to get that contraction in that midsection, and that's going to hold your core in place throughout the exercise. Okay, so you have three options here. One option is to move your leg only. So we're going to bring one leg out, note here that you're careful that your back doesn't dip. So you want to bring it out, maintaining the contraction in the core to keep that from happening, and then bring the knee back in. Leg comes out and knee comes back in. Another option is maybe you want to move the arm only for now. So arm comes out, maintaining that contraction here as you come back in and really now squeezing through that midsection. And your third option is to do both at the same time. So you're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. So if your left arm is going up, the right leg is going back. Keeping that contraction in the core, we're going to pull the knee and the elbow together and then return to start. Pulling together and return to start. Again, never letting go of that contraction. Now we're going to do 45 seconds on one side, 15 in with 15 seconds rest, and then we go on to the other side. And now we're going to go back onto the floor and we're going to do an ab crunch with alternating knee lift. So down on the floor here, again, getting that contraction, really squeezing those abdominals. Hands can be by your side, across the chest, or behind your head. And we're going to imagine now pulling the ribs toward the hips at the same time you're pulling the hip up toward the ribs. And we're curling straight up. And we're going to pull ourselves in and lower back down. So inhale down, exhale back up. Breathing is very important here too. I like to keep my people breathing, really squeezing through that midsection, never letting that go all the way through. Like I said, you're making that fist with those abdominals, really squeeze, 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 and being intentional with the movement. The next exercise we're going to do is going to be reverse abs. So here you can have your hands under your hips, and that's going to take put a little relief on your lower back. It give you a little bit of resistance so that you can put primary focus into the lower abdominals, because you want to feel this from the pubic bone right up to the belly button. So you can have your hands here underneath your hips, or you can have them by your side with the palms up, across the chest, or behind the head. We're going to have the legs up in the air, and we're going to pull the knees in, and we're going to press the legs out. So pulling the knees in and pressing the legs out. If you are here with your hands on your hips, or no matter what position you're in, and you're pushing out and you're feeling that in your low back, keep your legs up high. So rather than pushing out, push straight up to the ceiling. Okay, so pull the knees in and then push the feet to the ceiling. And that's just going to take some of the weight off the low back and allow you to really put that focus into the lower abdominals. We'll follow that exercise up with a V-sit twist. So here we're going to sit up, feet are hip width apart. Note here, knees are always pointing to the ceiling, okay? So we're gonna be twisting. We want to make sure those knees do not move side to side. They're always your abdominals are engaged, keeping those knees pointing to the ceiling. So each movement that we make is coming from this midsection. So I'm going to demonstrate how to get into position first. So here, sitting up tall, engaging the core, and then move your shoulders back to just behind the hips and just before your abs want to let go. So if you're sitting up here, you don't feel your abs are really contracting, you can purposely contract or engage them and move them back and holding yourself up with those abdominals. And out here, we're going to bring the hands out in front of you, twist to one side, come back to center, twist to the other side and back to center. So you're exhaling as you go to the side, inhale back to center, exhale, inhale, and squeeze. Okay, again, noting that as you're twisting, those knees are not moving side to side. Now, if you're doing this and you're feeling it in your lower back, you can keep those legs straight out in front of you and sit up very tall and twist to one side and the other. So the shoulders are directly over the hips rather than behind them. You're still twisting from that midsection, but making sure that the toes are always pointing up to the ceiling. So by pulling up on the kneecaps and engaging that midsection here. Okay. And the final exercise that we're going to do in this round is going to be a low back extension. So this one's for the low back. So on the floor, feet are hip width apart, toes are turned out to the side to help reduce compression on the spine. You can keep your hands by your side at shoulder level or right in front of your forehead or underneath your forehead. And from here, engage that pelvic floor, give that cough or sneeze so that you're feeling that transverse abdominis contracting again, because you still want to maintain, even though we're working the lower back, we would still want to maintain control of the movement through the TA. So looking straight down, we're going to inhale up and exhale down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. It's important to inhale up here so that we give room for the diaphragm and the midsection to expand as the air is coming in. Are you ready now? Let's get started. So we're going into bird dog, getting onto your hands and knees. We've got 45 seconds of exercise, 15 seconds rest. Let's go. On your hands and knees, I'm going to do arm and leg. You work with where you are ready today. Really give a cough or a sneeze, making sure that you're engaging that midsection, engaging that core, squeezing the ribs and the hips together as you pull back in. So once again, you're making that fist. And if it helps you to make a fist with your hand while you do this to help engage those abdominals, feel free to do so. It's funny how the mind can play with the body. And squeeze. Exhale as you come together and inhale back. Exhale together, inhale back. Exhale and back. And exhale. And there you go. That's 45 already. So now you can come off your hands, give it a little rotate in the elbows or in the wrists. Good thing I know my body parts. You really trust me. Okay, on to the other side. 2, 1, and go. Extending out and really squeeze together. Extending out. Again, making that fist with that midsection, contracting from the belly button. From the bottom of the breastbone right down to the pubic bone. Really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, exhales. Exhales, it's all coming together. Almost like you're trying to squeeze all the air out by using those abdominals. You've got 15 seconds left. And exhale. Woo! Exhale, yes. Keep going, really squeezing those abdominals. Bring it together. And good, there's your 45. All right, now we're going onto the back and we're going to do ab curl with alternating knee lift. So again, hands are by your side across the chest or behind the head. Get ready. 1 and go. Crunching up, bringing the ribs towards the hips. Squeezing as you're coming up. Note that you're going straight up. You're not going side to side. You're squeezing straight up. And your focus here is on pulling the ribs and the hips together. So if you need to, you can bring one hand down to your abdominals to help you keep focused here. That's your touch training. Self-touch training really brings that focus to the area that you work on so that you can feel the muscles contracting underneath your hands to help you stay focused. You're doing great now. 10 seconds are left. Exhaling each time you come up, inhale back. Exhale up. Whew. Inhale back and exhale. Excellent job. Okay, going into reverse abs. So hands are going to be underneath the hips, by your side, across the chest, or behind your head. We've got 6 seconds. Let's bring those legs up. Get that contraction in the lower abdominals and go. Pull those knees in and then push them out. Pulling now from the pubic bone right up to the belly button. So making that contraction, being intentional about squeezing the muscles of the lower abdominals to bring those knees in and the hips back out. Yes, yes, yes. Exhale as you're coming back in, squeezing as you come back in. Oh, I love that feeling. You note here that we're not in any race here. So I'm not trying to go too fast because I want to target as many of the muscle fibers in that midsection as we possibly can. And good. If we go too fast, we're going to start missing them. So right now, we keep our focus there and we get the most out of that movement. Perfect. There's your 45 seconds. Now we're going to do V-sit twist. So sitting up nice and tall. Get into the position that works best for you today. I'm going to keep my knees out in front of me. You do you. Sitting up tall. Ready? And go. Twist and center. Twist and center. Breathe and up. Exhale and inhale. Very good. Exhaling to the side, twisting through the waist. Note that the knees and the toes are always pointing to the ceiling. If they're moving, then that means that you are actually letting go of the midsection and you've taken focus away from the abdominals, and then you're just going through the motions. So here, stay squeezed and be intentional, really working that midsection. Very good. Here we go. There's 45 right there. And now face down for low back extension on the floor. Feet are hip width apart, toes turned out to the side. Hands in the position that works best for you. So by your side, at shoulder level or at forehead. And go. Lifting up. Now, what I didn't explain there earlier is that you want to imagine pulling the shoulder blades down your back toward the hips. So that we're working and targeting the muscles of the low back. Keeping that focus there. The other thing you want to note is that you're looking straight at the mat. So if you don't want to be looking ahead, we don't want to compress the spine. We want to extend the spine by flexing the muscles surrounding it. So let's keep ourselves looking straight at the mat. You're not looking side to side, keeping the focus in the low back. You've got 5 seconds left. And perfect. All right, here we go. We're doing 3 rounds, by the way. I don't know if I said that in the beginning, but we are doing 3 rounds. We're on to round 2 right now. So coming onto your hands and knees. Knees are directly under the hips. Wrists are under the elbows. Let's go, bird dog. Coming out. Really squeeze. Give that copper sneeze. Making sure that you're contracting the deep inner muscles of the core as well as the outer and the abdominals. It's really squeezing those muscles, pulling the knee and the elbow together. Inhale out, exhale together. You're doing awesome. Really squeezing. Note, you are going to feel this in the lower back as well. This is an entire core exercise. It's feeling that whole midsection is what's keeping you from falling over. When I say midsection on this one, I'm talking about the front and the back body. And there you have it. That's your 45. Come on back up. Rotate those wrists both directions. So go one way and then switch direction. 4, 3. Let's get ready for the other side and go. Inhale out. Exhale, pull together. Inhale out. Exhale, pulling together. Really squeezing ribs and hips. Excellent job. Flex those abdominals. Really squeeze. Be intentional. Give a cough or sneeze. If you're finding your balance is a little bit off, give that cough or sneeze. You may even want to engage your glutes to help you with that too. Really working this. Feeling it again through the entire midsection, all around the body, all around the waist, everywhere here. You're doing great. We've got 8 seconds left. Exhale, pulling together. Inhale out. Exhale together. That's fantastic. Now we're going on to the back for ab curl, alternating knee. Hands can be where you place them, wherever works for you. By your side, across the chest, behind the head. We've got it. 3, 2, and good. Let's crunch, squeeze through the midsection. Keep it slow, really contracting, really squeezing, being intentional, making that fist really work. Make it work. Yes, don't just go through the motions. No sense of going through the motions. Just say you did the abdominals, you won't get the results. Let's work. Get what we want. What do you want? You want a strong midsection? Make it work. Challenge yourself. Exhale up. Inhale back. Exhale up. Inhale back. You get 10 seconds left. Yes. There's only 10 seconds left. That means we're halfway through and you really need to be intentional because you don't have that many of these exercises left or these repetitions left. Okay, now we're done those ones. We're going to do reverse abs. Hands under the bum, by your side, across the chest or behind the head. We've got 4, 3, 2, and go. Pulling in, extending the legs out or up, wherever you're at today. And you know what? Maybe today you're at one level, tomorrow you're at another, and maybe the next day you're back at that first level. It's every day is different. Work with what you've got that day. Really focusing on paying attention to your body and no comparing yourself to what you are today. Exhale, or to anybody else. Exhaling. Stay focused on where you want to be tomorrow by being the best you can be today. Exhale, pulling those knees in. You're doing amazing. And good. Very good. We're coming up now for the V-sit twist. So sitting up tall, legs are out in front of you. They're either straight or the knees are bent. Contract that midsection. If you're leaning back, you do it now. 2, 1, twist. Let's go. Twist and center. Exhale and center. Exhale. Back to center. Really, 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 really contracting that midsection, noting those knees, twisting. You can note the knees, but don't keep your eyes on them. Let your eyes follow your hands. Twisting to the sides. Let your shoulders twist. Let the waist twist. You're twisting from the midsection. Exhaling as you go. Squeezing like you're making a fist with those abdominals. Complete engagement and contraction through that midsection. I keep talking to you so you don't have to think about it. I'm throwing out all the reminders. There you go. It's 45 seconds already. Now we're going to go face down for low back extension. 10 seconds are left. You're ready. Feet are hip width apart, toes turned out to the side. Where do you keep your hands right now? By your side, shoulder level, under your head, whichever works best for you to help you stay focused on that back. Let's go. Pulling the shoulder blades down the back. As we lift up, you're looking straight at the mat. You're not looking ahead. Draw that chin in toward the chest. Pretend you're holding an orange between your chin and your chest so that you're not looking ahead. You don't want to drop your orange. Hold your orange. Really pulling the shoulder blades down your back. Still maintaining those inner core muscles here. That's going to support your organs as well. Strengthening the lower back. We've got 4, 3, 2, Excellent. Here we go. Are you ready for the third and final round? Let's do it. Onto your hands, onto your knees. Get ready for bird dog. Core is engaged. Neutral spine. Ready, 2, 1, go. Squeeze, pull it together and out. Exhale as you come together. Inhale out. Exhale. Yes. Really squeezing through that midsection. Remember, this is your third and final round today. So really put everything you've got into this contraction, really working that midsection. Squeezing to pull it together. Squeezing, yes. Make that fist. Cough, sneeze, whatever you need to do to get that inner core fired up. Go. Build that heat in the center of the body. And there you go. That's 45. Come on up. Roll those wrists out. Back and forth. You're getting ready. You've got 8 seconds. We're going back down onto your hands and knees. Wrists again are under the elbows, knees under the hips. Engage that core. And go. Out. And squeeze. Take it out. And really squeeze the midsection. Yes. Feeling the ribs come to the hips, hips to the ribs. Squeezing as you're twisting. Squeezing. Yes. Again, also, you're going to feel some of this in your lower back. Being intentional. Give cough or sneeze. Did you let it go? Make it work. Make it work. Final 10 seconds. It's the last time you're doing this exercise today. Make it count. 4, 3, 2, and good. Perfect. Now onto your back, and we're going to do ab curl with alternating knee up. So onto your back. And once again, give the cough or sneeze, making sure that you've got your core and your focus is there. Here we go. Crunching up. Knee coming in as you pull the ribs and the hips together. You exhale on the way up and you inhale back. Once again, you can take your hands onto those abdominals. Feel the muscles contracting underneath your hands so you can stay focused there. Maybe you don't feel it with your hand. You feel it with your abdominals. It just brings that focus to that area. I love it. 20 seconds are left. Exhaling as you come up. Inhale back. Exhaling up. Oh yeah, we've got 10 seconds left here. Your final 10 seconds of this exercise. So make sure you're really, really, really burning it out. 4, 3, 2, beautiful. Okay, now so let's get up for V-sit twist, but we're going to do reverse abs instead. So hands are under your bum, by your side, across the chest, or behind your head. Bring yourself up. Legs are up, core engaged, and go. Pulling in, extending out, or pushing to the ceiling, wherever you're at today. Pulling out, pushing up. Woo! Feeling now, feeling that muscle, that muscle contracting, coming up from the pubic bone right up to the belly button. Oh yeah, really feeling that burning in those lower abdominals. 20 seconds are left. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how much I love that feeling. Ooh, yes. Squeeze those abs. Squeeze those abs. 10 seconds are left. Exhaling as the legs are coming in. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, and good. Okay, coming on up. We're going to do a V-sit twist. Last time doing the V-sit twist. So legs are out in front of you, or knee, and their legs are either straight or bent. Then leaning back, arms out, and go. Twist. Maybe you're not leaning back. Maybe you're straight ahead. Wherever you are right now, you do you. Exhale as you're twisting to the side. Really working the ribs, twisting the ribs, making those obliques really work. You should feel almost like you're wringing a cloth out. That's what you're doing with those abdominals right now, and those obliques. You're wringing them out, really squeezing them. 15 seconds are left. Here we go. Really make it work. Pushing through, yes. Pushing through, yes. 3, 2, And good job. Okay, low back extension. Final exercise. Let's go face down on the mat. Feet are hip width apart, toes turned out. Hands are by your side at the shoulder height or under your forehead. Get ready for it and go. Inhaling up, exhale back down. Inhale up, exhale down. You're doing fantastic. Pulling those shoulder blades down your back. Once again, you're holding that orange between the chin and chest so that you're always looking straight at the mat. You don't drop your orange. You can keep the focus on the muscles surrounding the spine to lift yourself up. Where you're going to feel this most is in your low back. Inhaling up and exhale again, down. So now you want to make sure also that you're maintaining that contraction in the core. So give a cough or a sneeze if you can. Feel that midsection staying tight. 4, 3, 2, and good. Check it out. We're all done all the hard stuff. So now you're going to push yourself up. Let's feel a little stretch in those abdominals. Maybe you're here. You can come onto your elbows. You want to push yourself up to your hands. You can. You can feel a stretch in the abdominals. It also feels really nice in the low back. And then after that, you can push yourself back to child's pose. Let your arms fall out in front of you, or you can bring them by your side. You can open your knees up also to give yourself a little bit of space, relaxing your forehead down onto the mat. Good job. And bring yourself up. And thank you very much for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.